What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about what Roger Craig Smith tweeted. So I want to jump right into this. I was made aware by several people, in the community, and I thank you guys as always for watching out this kind of stuff. Roger Craig Smith tweeted January 13th at 6:27 p.m. I'll have the tweet out, but I'm going to read it out loud. We're going to go over what it means in regards to Arkham, and it's probably not what a lot of you want to hear from me, but we want to discuss it for you guys right now. So here's what he says: thing confirmed in all caps. That thing you've wanted to be announced, confirmed by me, a voice actor with a paltry following, because the companies I work for with millions of followers wanted this to be the account to break the news, based solely on your replies to my previous posts. Thumbs up, and then like the nerd, smiley face, and he says, you get a thing, and you get a thing. Everyone gets a thing with the whole Oprah stuff. Okay. So that's the tweet. What does this all mean? Okay, to be honest with you, it means nothing besides him actually making fun of us. And I don't mean that in like a mean way. I'm not even saying that because I know some people may run with this. I'm not even saying that he doesn't like us or he's like maliciously making fun of us. I think it's a tease. It's not like a teaser for Batman. Here's where it comes down to. We've all made a lot of assumptions when it comes to him. We've all definitely voiced our excitement to him, whenever he tweets basically anything about an unconfirmed or unannounced project or whatever. I'll always look at what because I've seen his posts before, and what you'll see is there's just like more than half of the replies are always talking about Batman. Okay, so I'm sure, so here's the deal. Here's the ultimate deal, and here's where I come down with it. He is Batman. He's going to be Batman in this new game. This game is going to be a Court of Owls game set after Arkham Origins and before Asylum. We know that. There's a couple reasons why we know that. One of the reasons why we know it's Court of Owls, I'm going to save for you guys because I think we're going to do that video on Friday. We have some nice little investigative work that Tyler and I did, and I think a lot of people had already found a lot of the pieces to this puzzle, but we want to kind of put together why this is for sure 100% the Court of Owls game. And to that note, why he's in. So by that note, I should say, he's going to be the Batman. Okay, it's not going to be Kevin Conroy. It's Roger Craig Smith. So again, like I know a lot of people had tweeted this to me. A lot of people had written this in the comments of other videos, and I don't really honestly feel like you can. I mean, okay, here's the deal. You can't really read into it any more than what you just read on your computer or on your phone, because all he's really doing is saying, "Hey, I'm an actor. I do these projects. I voice my works here. And do you really think that based off of something that I said, this game is confirmed because of what I said?" Now, he doesn't say game. It's just thing. It's things that are confirmed. And he's saying he works for companies, so multiple, all these things. But he's saying, the companies have millions of followers. They basically, what he's saying is they have a bigger reach than him. And also, they're the ones who own the properties. So why would it come through him? Now, I agree and disagree with that statement. I think that, well, based off of what we've gotten from him, it sure does seem like the times he's teased things, it's not Batman, right? It's been Apex, it's been other things that he's worked on in general. So I guess to his credit, he hasn't tweeted out like, hey, he hasn't tweeted out like a super specific enough thing that we could read into and say, oh, he's voicing Batman. Now, does that mean he's not? No, I mean, he 100% is. It's just he hasn't said anything. But to go along with that, it's like, well, what's funny is other people in the company have done it. Redacted, Court of Owls, the sweater or like the hoodie, all these different things, even of like staff members have done it. So it's fine for them to do it, and and you can make the same argument. They're just workers at the company. They don't have the reach by themselves that the entire company has. But so it's kind of funny. I mean, you read it with a sarcastic tone. I think the way I read it, like things like the way I was reading it with that sarcasm, I honestly feel like that's the way he was putting it. That it's like, hey, why would they trust me, or why would it be based off of me with my replies or with what I say on Twitter? Why would I be the one to do it, basically, is what he's saying. And I guess he's correct. When the game gets announced, then he can tweet, or then he will tweet, and he'll say, hey, I've been working as Batman. But here's the deal. Here's the ultimate thing, though. we've always been right. And that's, like, I get it's sarcasm. I get he's trying to be funny. I hope he's not doing it with, like, an annoyed kind of attitude, which I'm not saying he is. In fact, I don't think he is, but I hope he's not in general, because it's kind of like, well, we've been right so far. The people that have been saying there's been an Arkham game in the works for years, we've all been right. So to this time, I guess, yeah, we may have been wrong if we've read it based off of him. If we've gone based off of what he's said on Twitter and then we've made our assumptions that way, then maybe we have been wrong. And we shouldn't have done that. Okay, so maybe that's what he's saying. But if he's saying in general that you can't read into something based off of something else, that's just flat out not true. All the information we've gotten, besides the Warner Bros. Montreal, specific teasers, and those teasers reflect what we've always been saying, right? They just back us up. That's why I said in those videos, like, hey, it's time for the people that said it's not real, time for them to apologize, time to laugh at them, time to do all these things, because it's like they were wrong and we were right. And it feels great, doesn't it? It feels really good. So to have him kind of sound like that, again, if it's in a malicious way, I would definitely not like that. But I honestly don't think that's what he's getting at. I think this was simply, he wants to take a jab at this kind of, at the fan base, which, again, we're the most loyal. We're the ones that have been around for the longest time, so I don't know if that's exactly a good idea. But I think, honestly, it's all in good fun. We know he's going to be the voice actor. All he's saying is, hey, and the Oprah thing, like, you get a thing, you get a thing. It's funny. It's poking at us. At the same time, it doesn't stop from being that is the case, that he is working on it. It's just, again, maybe he hasn't officially, he's never once, like, actually teased it. From, all those past times, the one in September, even though he tweeted that thing that said about the unannounced project right after Warner Bros. Did the whole Capture the Night on the Batman 80th birthday. However, I think that was indeed found to be a different project. You guys can let me know in the comments, but I think that was for something else. But it was just very weird timing, as if he couldn't have picked a worse time to tease it. The Apex thing at the Game Awards, it's like, all right, well, good on you for being the character in a game and for doing this live thing with Jeff Keighley that was kind of weird, didn't really fit the vibe with Game Awards at all, and, excuse us for thinking, based off of all of the stuff leading into it, including like 4 different leakers, very credible leakers saying it's going to be there, excuse us for saying that when you're there, we don't automatically jump to that. You know what I mean? So it's... I mean, looking back at it now, maybe he's never actually tweeted anything that's supposed to be read as a teaser for this game. Maybe up until now, he's only ever... But here's the deal. Actually, here's the biggest thing, though. This tweet in it of itself means that he knows. Means that he knows that we're doing this kind of stuff. Now, maybe he only is thinking of that we're reading too much into his thing. But here's the deal. What is the only thing, and this is the biggest part, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. What is the biggest thing and the only thing that he could be talking about in this case? He's making fun of people saying the thing is confirmed based off of what I'm tweeting, which means the stuff he's been tweeting for all these things, the Apex, the whatever other games or movies or comics or whatever he's in, all of these different things that he's teased, he knows that people think it's Batman, but it's not, because it's what they actually turn out to be. But what he's saying here is, I know that you think it's Batman, and he's making fun of that. Now, I don't necessarily know if you would do that unless it probably is coming in the first place, which it is. Again, it absolutely is coming. I guarantee you, when the game gets announced, because it's going to be asked, well, who, like, immediately, the first thing is, when is it set? And so they'd have to have the timeline, and then based off the timeline, they'd have to say, oh, and Roger Craig Smith is back as Batman, right? So I do find it interesting that he can only be making fun of one specific fan base with this tweet. And who is it? It's the Batman Arkham community. So that just shows you that they know that, and I'm not saying he watches the videos, but there's a lot of people making videos. There's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of articles being written about it. Don't think for a second that these people aren't aware of that, right? They are aware that we continue to make videos, that we continue to have articles, when the major publications come in, all this different stuff. They know about that, okay? Because, they just do. So I do find that pretty interesting. I don't know why I didn't think about that till the very end. So there are my thoughts on Roger Craig Smith. I wanted to get that out there. I saw a lot of people, talking or asking me to say something about it. So there are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think all these tweets mean. in the comments below. Again, Friday we're going to have a new video. I think it's going to be talking about Court of Owls, why it's specifically Court of Owls. If something big happens, if there's a teaser tomorrow, because tomorrow is Thursday, it would be 1 week after last week. If there is something tomorrow, if it's something big, we'll do something tomorrow. If not, if it's something little, I'll just cover it on Friday's video along with the Court of Owls thing. Okay, so I think that's generally the strategy. Let me know anything you guys want me to talk about in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon hit, all that stuff, and I'll see you on Friday's video.